Happy Saturday, Connect fam. Your girl Stitch is here. You are officially watching the Connect Network TV right here on the CW. So this is where we pull up on you each and every Saturday morning. Thank you so much for allowing us to spend time with you. So this is where we bring you like pretty much the best women, and we sprinkle a little bit of men from here and there, the women in business and also entrepreneurs that really inspire. So I got my gal pal back. She's officially back. Her crown, she never really put it down, but you put it aside, I guess, just for today. You've been doing a lot, sis. What's going on, Sandy?
Here in South Florida, we are always trying to do big things with people that are, running their businesses and trying to do all the things, the work-life wellness. So it's exciting to always tap into the community. And today we are kicking this show off with the number one celebratory publication in the world for women, speaking about and doing big things. That's right. We are talking about Empowered Magazine. Co-owner Tia Tanum is pulling up to share how you too can be seen, heard, and valued if you've got what it takes.
Tia Tatum, welcome to the show. How are you? How are you? Welcome.
Hey, thanks, ladies. How you guys doing?
So, Tia, tell us, darling, how did this publication come to be? Like, where did it come from? How?
Oh, okay, great. Well, ladies, I first want to say thank you for having me on today. I am so happy to be able to share with you all how women can be seen, heard, and valued. Yes, Empowered Magazine is definitely the number one celebratory magazine in the world. And that's because we realize the need for women to be celebrated. So we have created this place where they can share their story and their journey so they can inspire other people as well.
I love that.
I love this. This is so powerful. And I want to dive in a little bit and talk about the business side. We are always here to inspire our viewers with the story behind the story. So let's talk about developing a magazine. What does that process look like?
Well, I can definitely tell you there's a lot of work in putting together the number one celebratory magazine for women. We clearly realize there's a need for this in this world. So what we did was we developed and created this magazine to give the opportunity to tell the world how amazing these women are. We literally give women a chance to show all the great things that they do. So this is why our goal is to feature 1 million women, and we really want to feature them in the magazine.
I love say less because I got hundreds and thousands if she's doing it, ladies. That honey, I'm sending you a list to you. Don't turn them down. I got a list for you.
Awesome. That's great. I'm telling you, like we get some amazing women.
I love it and salute. And we celebrate you today for doing what you do. You can say many women feeling inadequate, for lack of better words, and really unsupported. How does being a part of Empowered Magazine help shift that mindset, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh no, definitely. I don't mind at all. This is so true. You see, women go, and we are often told that we're not good enough. So this publication was made for women by women, and we aim to inspire women to reach their goals, to have that voice, to be able to tell that story, to make a difference in the world by sharing that story in the magazine and inspire other women.
I love this. And speaking of being featured, if you're a coach, a speaker, a corporate professional, a doctor, an entrepreneur, they may be able to feature you in their upcoming issue of Empowered Magazine. So, Tia, how can they get on your list?
Yes. Okay, so we absolutely want to get you guys featured, the women out there featured in this magazine. So what we would like for them to do, you can go visit our website at www.empoweredmagazine.com, and you just press get featured, and definitely you can go out and fill out the nomination form, and you will be recognized, and we'll be able to feature you in the magazine.
I'm sending you 1,000. So you got one. I'm sending you 1,000.
We ready.
I'll send another 1,000.
We're ready for
I love
it.
it.
Thank
This
you,
is
ladies, so
all worked
much.
out. Stay with us, Connect family. We have so much more coming up right after the break.
Welcome back, Connect fam. So maybe your organization is in need of a speaker that will really bring a story of courage, resilience, and advocacy. Look no further if you are looking, because we have her right here on the Connect Show. Please help me welcome back to the show, part of our Connect fam. Hi, Constantine, aka Connie.
Hello, ladies. Thanks for having me again. It's good to see you, Sandy. You weren't here last time.
I know. I'm back, baby. I'm back. It's good to be back. Well, it's no secret that confidence is the name of the game, but I know for some people that can be difficult depending on their story and how they may have grown up. But you say that no matter what, it's important to give purpose to your past.
Absolutely. So all too often we dismiss all of the things that we've gone through, right? We minimize our experiences. And I don't know if that's just us being humble, or we just think that, it's not important. But in everyone's story, there are jewels and gems that could help the next one get through whatever they're going through. You just never know who your story is speaking to.
Amazing. And this is clearly a developed skill that you are able to use to really motivate others. How did you develop this skill, and how do you use it to really encourage others, if you can share?
Sure. So for me, starting, young in my career, working in corrections, sort of the belly of the beast teaches you some lessons that you just can't get anywhere else, right? And it's sort of one of those places where there's an expectation as a non-uniform employee for you to kind of just go with the flow, right? So in order to do that, I kind of just had to learn, how do you kind of push through some of these experiences where you're supposed to be silent, and not allow someone else to silence you when you do have something to say of value.
Yeah, it's so important. Now, Connie, one thing that we hear over and over is that mindset is key. So how do people at home listening do that, and where and how should they begin to shift their mindset?
So I think for me, it was one of those things that when you are advocating for sort of a marginalized population, right, there's no other option but to believe in your skills and in your abilities to persevere. So fundamentally, you have to know that you are only as strong as your last challenge. So the approach is with every new challenge that you just start to embrace that discomfort, right? You gotta kind of lean into it a little bit, because that's where your answers are going to be.
And if we can, I want to really talk about and touch on the Cage Effect workshop. Some of the lessons that are taught are in your workshop. Can you delve into it a little bit, if you don't mind?
For sure. So the workshop is all about empowering individuals to stand toe to toe with their cage experiences, right? It's a 20-page guide of these 4 phases that really helped me push through some very challenging times in my life and in my career, right? So first, it's acknowledging that you are in a place where you are kind of being caged, and take the time to really discover how this cage is really impacting your ability to grow and learn. And then there's this phase 3, which is where all the heavy lifting takes place, right? This is where you got a lot of work to do to kind of get yourself up and pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And the phase 4 is where we go through victory. We are celebrating every small victory, every little hurdle we've overcome, every little thing that might have been like, oh, what does that matter? No, it matters, right? And sometimes it's understanding that in each step of your phase, each phase of your cage, sometimes you may need some help, right? So just don't go at it alone.
This is so good. I love this. This is just all about the support and acknowledging those wins. So I love Connie so much. We've really enjoyed having you these past several weeks. You have brought so much to our audience, and I know that we're going to be seeing you again soon. But until then, what is the best way to keep up with you?
Sure. So I'm on Instagram at Connie Aline. I'm on Instagram at the Civilian Corrections Academy. I'm at www.conniealine.com. I'm everywhere right now.
Just Google.
I love it. It's everywhere. So good. Awesome, Connie. Well, thank you so much. And coming up next, the magic continues. Our next guest can help you increase your cash flow, see more transactions, and charge higher prices. You're not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned.
let's get straight into it, Sandy. If you're ready to triple your current number of leads, double your sales, and increase your annual revenue by $100,000 or more, darling, without spending, might I add, without spending a cent on marketing or advertising, we got the fabulous, perfect woman for you. And she's right here with us this morning. Help me welcome to the show, Miss Rola Diab. Hi, Rola.
Guys, good to be here.
Amazing. We're so glad to have you here. Rola Diab in the building. So I love you already. I love this topic. One, you help your clients charge higher prices. And two, you show them how to create more transactions. So this is all the things that I love. So how do we do it? Let's dive on in. Give us a few tips.
Well, to start, most business owners, when they're struggling a little bit, they think, I just got to get out and get marketing and get additional business. And often what happens is they haven't actually strategized their business in order to have the right messaging that makes them unique in the market, where someone that would be their ideal client would recognize them and it would be a no-brainer to purchase from them. So strategizing behind how to deliver that messaging is the first thing a business owner needs to do prior to going and doing any marketing or advertising. One of the fastest ways a business owner can start generating business organically is to create JV partnerships with other businesses that do business with similar types of clients that they do. It's one of the easiest and fastest ways to do it, and often overlooked.
Love it. This definitely sounds like the way to level up. And this is everything a business executive really needs. I want to ask you, Rola, how did you really begin pioneering in the space of sales? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, well, straight out of college, I started in sales. And, I love that we were just talking, or you guys were talking about confidence prior to us jumping into this section, because I was in sales my entire life. I didn't grow up with confidence. I had to learn that skill set. And today I actually just spoke at a business coaching conference for 200 business coaches in Cancun this past week. We want to build our belief system in order to be able to get results. I can strategize all day long and give a business owner everything they need, but if they don't have the belief system in place to help support the results, we often won't get them.
So creating sovereignty for women and breaking Cinderella is really the foundation of your business. So talk more about that, because you say our stories run our lives.
Absolutely. At a macro or micro level, whatever story that I've created, like, oh, I'm not good at math, or the economy is doing this. That's a macro level, right? Macro level is the economy is doing something. Micro might be that I'm specifically not good at this one thing, or I'm scared to do it because of XYZ, right? That story that we pay attention to, or maybe we haven't paid attention to, is a huge factor in how I'm going to move forward. There's a part of us that thinks there's an outside resource, an outside source, whether it's a man or an experience or something else, that's going to be the answer. But we are the answer. And that energy and that power, the more we build it up in ourselves, the more that we see results so exponentially fast. Like it's a game changer when you step into that power, but you have to build it, right? You start doing it and you have to keep at it until it builds to a degree that you start to see results. So we're starting next week, we're launching our Breaking Cinderella podcast. So stay tuned. It's all about creating sovereignty through business, through mental health, I shouldn't say mental health, but really self-development. And the idea is to really empower women.
Yeah, and it does sound like it touches on a little bit on mental health, confidence, intentionality. And you actually mentioned this, Rola, about coaching women. How does that actually work? And really, how can people connect and sign up with you?
Well, we coach both men and women when it comes to their businesses, but I have a special place in my heart in supporting women, and sovereignty is where it's at. So as far as reaching me, anyone can find me at Rola Speaks, which is spelled with one L, ROLA. And we're here to really support, whether it's, within the business strategies. We work through all the fundamental strategies and beyond to help them identify a minimum of $100,000 in their business. And then you go to my website, you can get a copy of my book, Capitalize on Confidence. And it's the 12 fundamental strategies on how to make an impact on your business by shifting small incremental changes within your business that compound on each other. You'll get amazing results.
Thank you so much, Rolla. It is a pleasure having you, and I know we'll probably see you back again. And if you're loving all of this level up, stay tuned because, darling, remember, we sprinkle in a couple of fabulous men as well. We have music executive Ramon Hervey. The second he's pulling up, he's represented some of the biggest names in the music industry, you name it, he's probably represented them. And he's going to tell us all about it. So you might not want to move. And he's also going to talk about his new book, The Fame Game. Where are you going? Nowhere? Because we'll be right back.
And we are back. So from London to Hollywood, Motown, Rogers and Cohen, to building his own entertainment and PR management companies, Ramon Hervey II has worked with the best, leading in all capacities from PR for artists like Stevie Wonder, Richard Pryor, Little Richard, and Bette Midler, to taking the lead in publicity firestorms like Aaliyah and the R. Kelly scandal, and managing the Kenny Babyface Edmonds. He has done it all. He shares these stories and so much more in his new book called The Fame Game. Help us welcome to the show, Ramon Hervey II.
Hi there.
Hi, Ramon. How are you?
Nice to be on your show. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you for a little bit.
So again, thank you for being here with us. The Fame Game, an insider's playbook for earning your 15 minutes. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about that title first and foremost, though, please.
Well, the title is really, I came up with the title because I didn't really want to do a memoir. I thought I'm still active in the business and everything, and I wanted to find a theme where I could sort of share a retrospective view of my career. I have a few tenets in the book, and I just say, fame is not a destination. It's an accolade, and it's an honor that's accorded to people who are successful. So I really tell people, don't obsess about fame, obsess about being your best.
You've had to put out several fires at different times in your career. And you talk about this in the book. So can you share some of those stories that became big news?
Well, probably the biggest one that I'm associated with was Vanessa Williams winning Miss America, becoming the first Black Miss America in the 63-year history of the pageant. I was asked to come on board to consult with them after the pageant had given her, they had requested that she resign and had given her 72 hours to determine whether she would accept their request or not. And that's a big difference in terms of how history has recorded it, because a lot of people think she was forced to resign, and she wasn't forced to resign. When I got there on Saturday morning, it was a much bigger story than I realized. And outside of her house, this is all before I even met her. I had never met her. I'd never spoke to her on the phone or anything. I had to work with attorneys because there was a lawsuit that was going to parallel whatever she said. And then we did the press conference on Monday morning at the Sheraton Hotel in New York City. And another like 300 people. It was the biggest press conference and the craziest press conference I ever managed in my whole career. I still have not come close to anything like that. But, the whole goal was to put the incident behind her. And in the book, I tell you, I mean, everybody knows now that she did resign, but in the book, I detail how we ended up at that conclusion.
And fun fact, she's also the mother of your 3 beautiful children. And that's something that we just wanted to add and sprinkle that little fun fact in there.
Yeah, I can confirm that's a true rumor. It's not just a rumor. She's my ex-wife. She gave me a beautiful family, 3 kids. We had a great, business relationship and personal relationship for many years. But we're still a family, and I'm forever indebted to her for, again, giving me a chance to be a father too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's interesting that you mentioned that was one of the most craziest times. I want to touch on some other things that you also were a part of, if you will, in relation to, a lot of people know about this with R. Kelly and Aaliyah. You came in and had to pretty much do the same thing, handle that. And you share that in your book as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that time and more about Aaliyah in those moments? And if you can share, what was your strategy during that time as well? I know it's a 2-part question. So your moments with Aaliyah during that time, and what was your strategy in helping them get through it?
When I first got approached by her manager was a guy named Barry Hankerson. He's still alive, and he also was R. Kelly's manager. So he called me up and he said, Ramon, I have a crisis that I need to deal with, and I'd love for you to advise me on what we should do. And he didn't tell me any more information. I went and I met with him personally, and he told me, he goes, I don't know if you know this, but I'm Aaliyah's uncle. And her mother is my sister. And I just found out that Aaliyah and R. Kelly were in a relationship. What a lot of people don't really, I think the hardest thing about dealing in a situation like that was this was really as much more a family crisis that a lot of people didn't realize. I asked them what did they want to do, because I think the first thing in any crisis is what is the problem, and then how would you like to see the situation handled? Do you have any, are you looking for advice, or are you looking to do something and you want someone to carry that out for you? So to me, that's my first role in the role that I played with Aaliyah. I talked to the mother and as well, and I asked them, because you have recourse because Aaliyah is a minor. If you want to pursue those, do you want to pursue those? And they said no. And it really was never a scandal because no one ever knew if it was true or not. What happened was, and this has been revealed, so I'm not giving that up, but they did get married. And that came up in the court cases recently, but R. Kelly did not go to prison because of Aaliyah. He went to prison because of a pattern of, criminal behavior. But there were many other cases that he was proven guilty of. And they both, as a result of my involvement, did agree not to say anything to the media.
Yeah, and just final thoughts on this. How do you recommend people approach the industry and this game of fame?
I think when you jump from anonymity because most people, everybody that I've worked with, and I've worked with, quite a few really famous people, they all were anonymous people at one point in their life. And the problem with fame is you don't know whether you're suited for it until it's already there. And then the question is, can you actually survive? Can you learn how to use it as a tool to make it commercially viable? When you have a lot of success, then fame can be currency, and it can be leveraged to your advantage, but it's something that you really have to focus on being successful. And then you have to also understand that fame is fleeting, and fame and success don't come with a warranty. So at some point in your life, on the route through fame, you're gonna fail, and you're not going to be as famous as you once were. And then the question is, how can you deal with that?
Ramon, Thank you for sharing all of your gems. I know you have so much more, and we got to figure out how we can kind of get more out of you. But thank you so much for sharing. Like you said, focus not on the fame, but on being the best, on doing your best and working at your craft. So thank you for that. And also, your book, darling, is amazing. Where can people buy the book today? And Birdie told me that we have 2 autographed copies that we can share with our Connect fam. Where can they get your book first?
With your show hustled me to give 2 books away to your listeners, so I agreed to do that. Yeah, so I have 2. Your listeners have an opportunity, or viewers have an opportunity to get an autographed book. The name of the book is The Fame Game: An Insider's Playbook for Earning Your 15 Minutes. It's available, as far as I know, on all major digital platforms and in your local bookstores. However you buy books, it's available there. You can keep up with me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, www.herdyandcompany.com.
So good. Well, we are so grateful to have you here with us today. And make sure that you follow Ramon and check out his new book as well, The Fame Game. And if you are ready to build your business and brand with the power of media, there's no better place to do it than right here on the Connect Network TV.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Sandy. And thank you to all of our amazing guests. Keep up with past episodes at theconnectonline.com. We will see you next Saturday, and always sending some big love and hugs out to our breast cancer warriors out there. Take a second, call somebody, tell them you love them while they can hear it and receive it. Love you for free. Bye, Sandy. Bye.